we're here today in Franklin Square, right by the water tower, and we have Jess Novak with us. So, first and foremost, we're gonna get to eating because that's what we love about Syracuse. And today we have Pita Dream. So, Jess Novak, why don't you tell everybody what you got?
I got the falafel because I'm trying to be vegetarian. And I love falafel also.
I also got falafel because I am vegetarian for 22 years, so if you need any pointers,
Sure do. Sure do.
Okay, last but not least, I also got falafel, but in the platter, because I just love falafel. I'm not vegetarian, but I love falafel. So we're gonna eat our food, and we'll be right back with our interview questions.
Push the sun out of your sky just to make it night, 'cause I know that's what you like. And though I can't stand your shade and I'm so tired of your rain, we'll stay right here till the clouds go. I will stay in your shade.
Hey everybody, we're back from eating Pita Dream, and I'm going to introduce you again to Jess Novak, our Syracuse rock star. If you don't know, why don't you tell everybody the name of your band?
Yeah, I have a band, the Jess Novak Band, so it's easy to remember.
Beautiful. So Jess actually plays a ton of different instruments. So how many instruments do you play? And if you had to only pick one, which one would it be?
I play violin, electric violin, guitar, piano, and percussion. And I play a cup too. I do a cup song. But if I had to pick, piano's my favorite instrument, but I've been playing violin the longest since I was 7 years old. So that one's the one I feel most connected to.
Nice.
so cool. I barely play one instrument, so I don't even, it's like learning multiple languages. I don't know how you do it. But, you know, that's a huge accomplishment in itself. But like, what's been the biggest challenge to you in getting to where you are today?
There's a lot of challenges to being a musician, oh my gosh. But I think the biggest I've battled personally is my own self-doubt.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to believe in yourself enough to be a musician and put yourself out there. It's not just like, are you talented enough, but then you're kind of bearing your soul on top of that. And then to be a female in kind of a male world is another challenge. So I think myself has been the biggest obstacle.
Yeah. So like, how just self-discovery, or like what tools or tactics have you used to kind of get over that?
I find that I'm like a giver and I like supporting other people, and so that's actually helped me too, because in giving to other people and supporting them and helping them grow, they give it back.
Right.
So it's not just like, I'm the leader, you follow me, you do this. It's like, I'm going to help you and you're going to help me, and we're both going to get better together. And that probably has saved me.
Yeah.
Without other people, I don't think I could have done it.
I think we feel the same way with the TV show.
Yeah,
Like without
I love
all
that.
these other people, like we couldn't do it, and I don't think we would have continued on to where we are with it.
Right. It's impossible to do anything alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even you, I mean, you sent an email like, hey, women power, like, let's do this. So
I
that's,
did.
all that's helpful.
I love that. It's awesome.
Okay, so if you had one moment in your whole career that was like your biggest wow moment, that moment where it happened and you stood and you went, wow, like I'm actually somewhere where I didn't like think I could get to where I'm going to be, what would that moment be?
So there's lots of them. I played like really big shows and made amazing music videos and things like that. But I think that my proudest or my biggest wow was, there was a time where a friend of mine gave me a book and he was like, if you go through these are people looking for musicians, because if you submit to Sony, no one's going to listen or respond. So I went through it and I did it, and I messaged or sent out packages to all these different people, publishers, writers, all kinds of things. And I think I sent out 70 and got one response, but that one response brought me to Nashville. I got to record with studio musicians down there. I got to bring Ben, my fiance, and it was because I tried so hard. It wasn't like something was handed to me. It was like, because I put in the time, something magical came out of it. And that made me really proud. So that's a big wow.
Awesome.
That is really cool. I love that message too. Just like you have to take it upon yourself to do something.
Right. And because a lot, especially in music, people expect it to come to them. They expect, and it won't.
Right.
It won't ever. And if it does, you don't deserve it. So then that's a whole other problem, that you're not like ready for it. So you have to go for it and be prepared for like the 100 no's for that one half a yes.
Right.
That's what it is. And then you're ready, and then you fought for it. It's
right. It's
better.
so funny because like in this industry and in like the creative world, all we see are the big successes.
Exactly.
So you don't see the years and years of work leading up to that. When people see that I paint or you do photography or you sing, they see the end product of years of practice.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever practicing. Yes.
All right, so next question is the hard one.
Oh God.
So if you were to give advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Okay. Yes. When I was a kid, I played music since I was 7. And
This is awesome.
it was great, but it was also like discouraging because I did orchestra and I did, you're not good enough, you're second chair, you're second violin, and that's like the worst thing you can do to an artist of any kind, is just tell them why they're not good. So I didn't pursue music. I remember I tried out for the musical once, didn't get any part, like just was so angry that I stopped believing in myself and didn't go for it. And yes, I wish one person had just said, screw all that, go for it. If you want to do it, like just do it until you make it. Because it took me a lot longer after that. I kind of gave up for a while and had to come back. And that was good too, because I learned a lot about what I didn't want to do. You know, working in corporate America, I learned it's not for me. Wow, I really know that. So it was good in those ways, but I wish, that's why I want to put on a music festival for females and girls to show them, if you want it, just do it. Don't waste any time. Don't listen to anybody else. Work harder, do it. Make it happen.
Is that something you can talk about more?
Sure. Oh yeah. So in 2020, we were supposed to do a fire festival, Females Inspire, Rock, and Power. And my whole idea was that being a female on the bill of music festivals is like torture because you're the only one and you're the token singer. You're like, this, it's always like that. And even when they're like female forward festivals, no, there's 4 chicks and they sing and that's it. And so I wanted to flip that. And I remember I have a friend, Ashley Cox, who said, you want to make it to the point where it's not like, oh, a women festival, oh, a women showcase. You want to make it so it's just a showcase of talented people. So this is the first step to introduce the idea that this festival, we're just going to fill a room with female artists, business owners, musicians, original musicians, you know, and just show the world one festival at a time that this can be all the time. So we're starting with an event in October 16th at Oswego Music Hall, and we already have plans for another next spring, so I'm really excited.
Awesome. That's exciting. I did see the post for that.
Yeah.
I just saw it. No, so is it similar to what you tried to do like right before the pandemic hit? Because I was gonna be in that one with my art, and then the pandemic hit, and it was like nothing. Couldn't do anything.
It shut it down, and I just let it go, thinking it's too much and life will never be normal again.
Right.
And then I had women come up to me and say, I was really excited for that.
Yeah.
And that's what made me say, okay, well then we got to do it. And then once I presented the idea to Oswego Music Hall, they took off. They were so excited. So now we're doing events leading up to it, plus the festival, plus more in the future. So.
Okay, Jess, is there anything else you've got going on in your world that you want to talk about?
I do. Well, first I'm working on a new album, so that's coming out this summer.
Exciting.
Very excited about that, very different. And I wrote a book.
Nice.
Literally, I woke up one day in May 2021 and just started writing a book. It had been kind of going through my head. During COVID, I read like obnoxiously. I don't know if anyone else did that, but so many books. So at the end of it all, what hit me was that most of the books I read were by women, and they were all telling the same story. It was about women who suffered through abuse of some kind. And so it got my head spinning about how many women I know personally in the music industry who have suffered from abuse of all kinds. And I thought that was one story I didn't read, that like being a creative person, working so hard to build yourself up and just getting knocked down. And so I wanted to tell it. So I wrote it. Right now we're going through like the final editing. It's like finally out to other people, and I'm just like, I don't know how to release a book or what, but I'm really excited and I'm really proud. I think it's a story that needs to be told, and I just hope people hear it and feel it with the intent that I put behind it.
Awesome. So make sure you follow Jess so you can stay up to date on those events and come and hang out.
Yes. Where can people find you?
So you can find me on my website, jessrocksnovak.com, on Facebook, Jess Novak Music, off of the Jess Novak Band, Instagram, Twitter. Just look Jess Novak up and it'll all happen for you.
And if people want to listen to your music, where is that available?
That's everywhere too. The website is the easiest kind of hub for all of that. JessRockNovak.com, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes.
Fantastic.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us on this gorgeous day in front of these beautiful trees and the Creek Walk or wherever we are.
And our iconic water tower.
We're somewhere between Creek Walk and Franklin Square. Hit us up if you'd like to know where we really are.
Yes.
We'll give you the GPS coordinates. Thank you, Jess.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
It was
you
fun.
so much.
Thank you.